Meeting to order. This is November 2nd at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Meeting Room. Could we stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of
the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Allison, could you call the roll, please?
Sure. Road Commissioner Calhoun.
Present.
Road Commissioner Greenan.
Here.
Road Commissioner Joyce.
Here.
Road Commissioner Makowski.
Here.
And Road Commissioner Popa.
Here.
All present.
Okay, thank you. We have the agenda in front of us. Does anybody have any additions or deletions they want to make to the agenda? Commissioner Popa?
Under old business, we need to talk about the Northport sewage and financial reports.
Okay. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Okay, then without objection, we will adopt the agenda as amended. Approval of minutes, we have the July 6th minutes from the DPW meeting. Does anybody have any modifications to those that you would like to have made?
That's fine to me.
Everybody good with it? If that's the case, then without objection, we'll adopt those minutes. Communication items, we have none. Public comment, there's no public here, so I assume there's no public comments. Old business, Northport wastewater treatment system. We're coming up on the end of the year. Last year we did the report to the Board of Commissioners in January. It's my intent to get in touch with both Northport and Leelanau Township so we can get their data, so we can be in a situation where we can give the report to the Board of Commissioners and review it internally as well prior to the end of the year. So, Commissioner Popa, would you have?
Well, I was looking at the minutes and I remembered from our last meeting, Jim Calhoun asked if you received the report from the township yet, and you were going to get the one-page summary and provide it to us. But apparently they didn't have it or something. And then on commissioner comments, I said they usually give us an update of the sewage operation annually, along with financials of the sewage report. And you said you're going to ask them to come at this meeting. Now, they don't necessarily have to be here at this meeting, but if we're going to present something to the board, we got to make sure it's scheduled for our January meeting after our election of officers. That's how I feel. We need copies of that printed sewage report. That's usually out in August. It takes them a while to come out with it, and then they copy it and print it. So that should be available now, and we need a copy from each one of us. And then I don't know if Laurel wants to have copies or you want to hand out copies when you present it, or whoever's going to be the chair. But we need their financials for sure by January. They usually give it to us in October. So that's my 2 cents, is that we got to make sure they're here. Last year, one showed up and the other didn't. And one didn't have one, and then we asked for it again. I don't know, what's everybody else's thought on that?
Yeah, we're having trouble getting the township portion. We usually get good response from the village part, but we've been missing the township one for over a year now.
Correct.
And I think we should get on and find out what's going on.
I
That's
told
what
her-
the problem is
I drove right up to their office and sat right there, and then she gave me the report, and then scheduled her for a meeting. Something has to get done. I mean.
And we get the report from the village, and it's a really a pretty thorough report, both written and oral. But we haven't received anything from the township in over a year.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
And they're the ones that are behind in their finances. They're trying to figure out what to do. And we need to know what they've decided.
And where they're at.
Yeah.
In the summary, we were asked by the county commissioners 3 years ago to be updated on it twice a year and to give them an annual report. They wanted us to stay on top of it, how they doing or whatever, and review it twice a year. They came in here and they talked, but we gotta keep their request in mind, who's ever a chair,
I will get in
in
contact.
January.
Yes, which very well could change.
I don't know when, maybe you know, Jim, I don't know when their budget thing is it a yearly or is it come in the middle of
I
the
don't
year?
know at this time.
I don't either.
Like I say, we usually got some pretty good reports, but they've kind of tapered off. I think the last 2 years, really.
We gotta have them here for a January meeting.
And we got to find out what their status is.
Yeah,
I will request that they attend the January meeting, but prior to that, we need to get their financial report. And they also publish their consultant that operates the system.
they got usually copies, what's her name down there in the township office?
Denise Dunn
Or not, the city, village, yeah, Denise.
Denise.
is the township,
Denise is the township,
and the village is
Joni.
Joni Scott.
and Joni is usually tied in also with the Noodle. And so,
Well, she's the secretary or administrator of
the Noodle has that operating report, right?
Yes.
Anyway,
And Joni provided that last year,
Yep.
which is what we presented to the township, or to the
I asked to
Board of
put it on the
Commissioners.
agenda, but if anybody else got anything to comment on it, that's my 2 cents.
So I will go ahead and request that information, both the operation report and the financial report, and ask that they attend the January meeting so they can update us.
There's 3 reports.
More than likely, the report that's coming from the village, from Joni's end of it, is from Jacobs, because they're the ones that operates the plant. So they do majority of those reports. So I don't know if they're doing anything in conjunction with the township, but that they have something to respond, because I think they handle everything with the village and the township on that.
And Bob is right, that's 1 report, the Noodle one. Then they bill the village, and we need to look at the village financials, whether they can pay this off. And I think the village has been kicking in money out of their general coffers now. And then there's the report from the township. So there's 3 financial ones. Right? End of speech.
Okay, anything else? We'll move ahead to new business. We have none. Public comment. There's no public, so we will have no public comments. Board member comments. Bob, we can start down at your end, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay, John,
None.
Greg,
None.
Bob.
Other than we got to keep on.
Okay. And my only comment was I will keep on them and get those reports. And with that, without objection, we'll adjourn this meeting.